It's just like I've heard of like a 40, but a 35, I'm like, what's that about?
Yeah.
Why are you grabbing onto that age?
Do you mean like a crisis?
Yeah.
Like a midlife crisis?
Yeah. I even like invited you and was like, Vicky, can you take us on
Yeah.
like a script of that?
Yeah.
And then you were like, let's record it separately.
I think we probably should.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, how are you coping? And I think part of me actually can resonate with that and has resonated with parts of that.
Welcome back to the therapy floor. We've just answered one of your dilemmas, and the theme that we're doing today is work issues. So our first dilemma was about someone feeling super overwhelmed with their work day, and the amount of graft they were putting in, and literally saying, my brain is going to explode.
Yeah.
And we had some thoughts around that.
Yeah. If you're interested, check that out.
But should we dive into number 2?
Let's do it. Okay, this is the dilemma. They've not given us any context, but that's cool. In terms of their identity. I've come to a bit of a weird stage in my career. I've worked hard to get to where I am now, but suddenly I'm feeling like I want to shift completely and switch to a new career, except I don't know what exactly. I wonder if this is also related to my age. I've just turned 35, okay, some context, and feel like I'm going through a shift or some sort of transformation and what this should look like. I'm used to always knowing what the next step is, i.e. A-levels, uni, masters, work, and progressing through the chains of command. What I do next feels like an abyss. How can I navigate this process and figure out what I want from my work and from life generally?
That's a big life question there.
It is. Do you have any thoughts?
I'd be wanting to know what's not feeling right.
Okay.
So rather than where do I go next, like, so they're saying I want to shift. Why? Why do you want to shift? What are you not happy about?
Yeah.
What's chafing you? Why does something need to change? Why does something need to come off you? Because they've really not given us much about what they're actually doing, what they're even thinking of doing. So I feel like I don't know much about you.
Yeah.
Apart from you want to change. And that's making me intrigued to know, well, I want to know about you now. I don't want to know where you want to go. I want to hear from you now.
Yeah.
Where are you right now? What's going on in your world right now? You've turned 35. What does that mean? What did you think turning 35 was going to look like? Has it matched up to the fantasy?
Yeah.
Is there something to do with that going on here? What about the people around you? What's going on with them? What was it like? Were you alive when your parents turned 35? Were you not? Like, what was your kind of upbringing around that, if that makes sense? Like how you viewed, when maybe you were younger, how you viewed other people that were turning 35. Just seems quite interesting, like you've grabbed onto that. Like I've just turned 35. I don't know. It's just like I've heard of like a 40, but a 35, I'm like, what's that about?
Yeah.
Why are you grabbing onto that age?
Do you mean like a crisis?
Yeah.
Like a midlife crisis?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Midlife crisis, isn't that around 40, 50?
Well, not even like a midlife crisis. I mean, like more like you hear of like, you know, like a 21 being like a coming of age, and then like the next real big one is like life begins at 40.
Yeah,
so what
40s and you 20.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, like, what is this? I've turned 35 and something needs to change. There needs to be a transformation.
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued to know, like, what you want to let go of.
Yeah.
What are you not happy with?
I think that's a good place to start, actually, because if you feel like a change needs to occur, but you don't necessarily know what that change is, you don't necessarily know what you want to transform into, then yes, I think thinking about what is it that you want to let go of is a good idea, and what is no longer serving you in this current stage. of life that you're in.
You explained that so eloquently, like the jumble that I think was going on in my head. That was real clarity.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I just repeated what you said.
Oh, I don't know. Like, yeah. As I was talking, I was even like, I don't know if we need to start again. So I don't even know if I'm making any sense. I wonder if that's how this person feels.
Yeah, you just don't. It feels like, they said, it feels like an abyss.
I think it's not making sense.
Yeah.
So then I would want to know, right, if things don't make sense right now, if your life did make sense, what would that look like? Like, let's have a little bit of a play around here.
And even if you don't know what it looks like, what could it feel like?
Yeah. Go somatic.
Literally feel like, take some time to do a visualization exercise. I love visualization exercises. And I think we've spoken about doing them on here before. I think we really should.
No, we haven't. We were going to.
Oh.
We've done a visualization of like a compassionate other.
Yeah, have we?
Like a compassionate, compassionate mind one or compassionate
Okay.
figure. But I think recently, I even like invited you and was like, Vicky, can you take us on like a script of that?
Yeah.
And then you were like, let's record it separately.
I think we probably should.
Yeah, let's do that today.
Yeah, okay. Oh, today. I'm hungry.
You're thinking of the salad.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of lunch. But I think going on a visualization exercise where you are like, you're being guided into thinking about what could my body even feel like, the sensations, like when I wake up in the morning, my ideal day, how would I feel, like even what side of the bed would I get up on, what would I wear, like what energy would I be exuding, who would I be coming into contact with, who would I be letting in, even just getting a felt sense of this is what I could feel like, it could be a really good starting point for you.
100%. You're then priming your brain for that. You're inviting that in.
Yeah.
You're going to then make that feeling more likely to occur in your body.
Yeah.
The more you kind of put effort and energy into that. Because the life you have right now, you might not realize it, but you have subconsciously already been visualizing it, manifesting it.
And living it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might not be putting effort into that, but it's happening. So now we're actually inviting you, put some effort into it. Get excited about, or invite yourself to get excited about what it could feel like for you.
Yeah. I also, though, want to ask you to slow down and to really embrace this season of not knowing. Because as you say, you're used to always knowing what the next step is. Like it's like you've planned out, all right, A-levels, bam, like what, uni, bam, masters, work, progression. Actually, maybe this could be a really good thing for you to embrace the uncertainty and to tolerate the not knowing and to see what comes up actually. And maybe the next stage is about embracing uncertainty and not knowing and not having your life planned out, but allowing for space for new things to occur. This actually reminds me of something I saw on TikTok recently.
Okay.
And it was about, there was this girl and she was just like, oh, all the late 30-year-old millennials who are, well established in their career, but also feel really like tired and feel like they have so much potential, but yet they just want to sit on the couch and binge on Netflix. What are you doing? Like, how are you coping? And I think part of me actually can resonate with that and has resonated with parts of that. You mentioned having to, like, you've come so far in your career, you worked really hard, but you actually want a shift and you want to switch. And I'm just thinking about that. I'm thinking about the desire to kind of like throw it up in the air and what that could mean for you and what that could look like. And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about working so hard to get to somewhere that you really wanted to be? And now you're there like, meh, I don't know. Like, maybe this isn't what it was cracked up to be. this isn't what I want anymore, my desires have changed, or it's not fulfilling anymore. And I wonder if you can feel some level of excitement about what could potentially be a new thing for you, a new season, as I like to use that word. But I get it. It can also feel really discombobulating. Is that right? Is that a word? Yeah. When you just don't know what's next. Or maybe you do know what is next. This is what I wanted to come to, actually, because for me, when I had a period of feeling like this, I knew what I wanted to come next, but it's like I wasn't giving myself permission to have it. And then I was stuck in this period of like no man's land. I'm not really giving myself permission to go for what I want, but yeah, I can't stand where I am. And it's like this dance, like...
Why were you not giving yourself permission? What was that about? If you are happy to share, sorry.
Yeah, I think I felt like it wasn't okay for me to want what was next. I think I had set up for myself that, I just want to be this career woman. I just want to keep going. I want to achieve. I want to have success. I want my life to look like this. When actually I wanted my life to look very much the opposite. But I don't know, maybe it was other people's expectations, or maybe the expectation that I had on myself. And if I didn't want that anymore, would I look like a failure? Would I look like I didn't know what I want, like I wasn't a serious person?
Because you changed the narrative. You had changed the direction of what you were telling people.
Yeah, and what I wanted for myself and who I thought I was. And I realised I actually wanted a very slower pace of life. And yeah, and maybe there were some judgments I had of what that looked like. So it was a bit of like an identity, not crisis, metamorphosis.
Yeah. But I guess metamorphosis can come from crisis as well.
Mm-hmm. It can.
I want to go back to what you were saying about the planning.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned like you'd planned, like then you've always had the next step planned out, like A-levels, uni, master's, work, progressing to the next, chain of command. Was that your plan? Or was that someone else's plan for you? Was that like your parents' plan for you or society's plan for you? Like, where were you in drawing out this plan? Yeah. And even if you were in charge of the plan, what made you decide that? Mm-hmm. Like, I'd be really keen to know about, like, how did each step happen? Was it really...
How did it unfold?
Yeah. Was it organic? Was it put on you? Was there an expectation? Did you ever want to deviate from the plan?
Yeah.
How was that met? Like, is that part of your society and culture to follow it step by step by step by step? It reminds me of a comment I read, actually, about, like, I think somebody had, like, posted a picture of their engagement and, like, they had their child at their engagement. Mm-hmm. And one of the comments was unbelievable, but this person was like, you're meant to be married before you have a child. And so that's, like, this idea that people sometimes, and then the comments were like, well, no, they don't. If that's not their plan, they can do whatever they want. So it made me think of that, like, sometimes people put these, like, ideologies on us.
Yeah.
What they think how our lives should look or how our lives should be.
Yeah.
And actually, I wonder, like, is that how you wanted your life to be?
Yeah. I also think the phrasing of the word that you've used here, through the chain of command, I've been progressing through the chain of command. That's also I don't know, that sticks out to me a little bit. It speaks of, like, authority, of status, hierarchy. And I wonder if part of what you want to kind of dismantle or let go of is this need for order, security, respect. I don't know. And maybe actually it looks like something that is a little bit more free.
Mm-hmm. That's where the uncertainty comes in, I think. And really learning how to tolerate uncertainty, which is a really hard skill to develop. And I think mindfulness plays a really big part of learning how to be uncomfortable
Yeah.
with uncertainty, rather than saying I need that uncomfortability to go. Actually, I think you just need to learn, like, how do you tolerate that discomfort of when things are uncertain. And there's a good acronym in psychology that we use for, like, a tool, like, how do I actually begin to tolerate uncertainty? And the acronym is APPLE. So the first part of that is it stands for acknowledge, like acknowledge actually how you are feeling, notice and mindfully observe what your mind is thinking, what your emotions are, maybe how you are wanting to behave, just as it, like, comes up into your mind. Then the next part of that is actually pause. So this is where that mindfulness comes in. It's just pause, just watch it, just observe, just take a moment here to just sit with it and just breathe through it. Don't do anything. And then pull back. So take that helicopter view, just zoom out, watch it for yourself and just remind yourself, like, the feelings that you have. So, you know, that weird stage that you're talking about, those feelings that you have, that might have a bit of maybe some fear, some anxiety, some maybe just like worry going on there. I'd really just start to, like, question that. Like, is this helping you to feel this way? What do you actually need now as you pull back and you begin to observe yourself from, like, this much higher perspective? And then, you know, as you said, give yourself that permission to just let go a bit.
Yeah.
So that's what the L stands for, just let go. And you don't need to have certainty. Certainty does not build you up for success or what you think your life is going to look like as it is successful. And then the last part, the E, explore. Start to have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, have some fun.
Yeah.
Right? And it may not need to be a really fear-inducing experience. It could actually be quite freeing. It could be very playful, and maybe we're coming back to process that we talked about in the previous episode. Trust the process, and even though it may feel like an abyss, maybe free fall for a bit.
Yeah.
Trust that you have enough skills, you have enough of, like, determination, specific qualities that can equip you for success, can equip you to handle the anxiety and the not knowing without thinking that you're going to fall and, like, splat on the ground. You might be, you probably will be okay. Like, trust the process.
Yeah.
Stay in it. Stay in the darkness for a bit, or the murky waters.
Yeah.
Until you have clarity.
I'm just thinking of a safety net of apples. Safety nets have, like, formed a big part of, like, today's episodes, haven't they? That's like the planner was the first safety net.
Yeah.
And then I'm just imagining, like, all these apples as a safety net. But yeah.
It's a good one. Come back to us when you've gone through to the other side.
Yeah.
I'd really like to know what your process was like.
And where did you end up?
Yeah.
I want to know where you are now. I'm so intrigued. What are you not liking about now? If you want to tell us, please do.
Yeah. But trust the process.
Yeah. Should we wrap that one up?
We shall, indeed. Thank you so much again. We always appreciate it. If you have a dilemma for us, please email us at hello@thetherapyfloor.com and we will feature it in one of our upcoming sessions.
Do we have anything that we haven't discussed? Have we had anything that we haven't discussed?
I'm sure there is something.
I'm just thinking, like, I like how today was a theme of work.
Yeah.
Is there, like, a theme we haven't touched on?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.